Welcome to the deep dive.
Hmm.
This is where we take your source material. It could be articles, notes, anything you send us, and we dig into it.
Yeah, we pull out the key insights, the important bits, just for you.
Think of us as helping you cut through the noise, find the stuff that matters.
Exactly. Helping you feel informed without, getting totally bogged down.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're looking at just one source, a news bulletin. It's from ANN News Network, dated June 3rd, 2025.
Mm-hmm. Just a single day's report. But our mission, our plan, is to unpack what's actually in there. The key events, the insights.
And you might be surprised, honestly. We'll touch on everything from local policy, protests.
To schools, community welfare. It's quite a mix from just one report.
It really gives you a snapshot of a community in action.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's dive in. All right, first up, there's this interesting bit about local government over in Pimpri Chinchwad.
Yeah, what's interesting here is seeing, local government teaming up with international expertise. It's about tackling urban issues, specifically environmental ones in this case.
Right, the report mentions a joint workshop. It's the Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation.
That's the local council, yeah.
Working with the British High Commission and, get this, Transport for London.
Quite the lineup. And this workshop, it ran for 5 days, focusing on the idea of a low-emission zone.
Okay, so for anyone listening, what is that exactly?
Well, it's basically an area in a city where vehicles that pollute the most are either restricted or maybe charged a fee to enter. London has one, famously.
And the source is really clear on the goal here. Improve the city's air quality. Simple as that.
Seems like a direct attempt to learn from what other cities are doing, doesn't it?
It does, and they mention who kicked it off, Commissioner Shekhar Singh from the municipality, and the British High Commissioner, Jamie Scattergood. Having those senior people involved definitely signals it's being taken seriously.
So thinking about you listening, why should you care? Well, it shows a local body actively looking outwards for solutions to, a big environmental problem.
Right. Air quality affects everyone, every day. And seeing these global ideas potentially being applied locally, that's pretty significant.
Okay, so switching tracks now from policy meetings to people on the street. The report also talks about a protest.
Yeah, this was carried out by the Akhil Bhartiya Kisan Sabha. That's a major farmers group.
And they held it at Kokand Bhavan in Navi Mumbai. The reason given? Various demands the farmers have. Pretty general, but that's what the report says.
It mentions that a delegation from the group actually met with the Joint Rehabilitation Commissioner.
Okay.
And they handed over a memorandum, basically, a formal document outlining their issues.
And the core issue, the main complaint reported, is this allegation that land acquisition, specifically in the Raigad and Navi Mumbai areas, is effectively destroying farming there.
Yeah, that really brings up that classic tension,
Yeah.
development pushing forward, needing land.
And it clashing directly with agriculture, with people's livelihoods. This report just shows that conflict playing out right there.
Now, this next part. This is really something, especially if you've got kids or are involved in education.
Oh yeah, this bulletin includes a pretty direct warning about unauthorized schools. This is in Kalapur Taluka, that's like a sub-district.
And it doesn't just warn generally, it names 2 schools, Hardy Academy and Sunshine International. Calls them out specifically as unauthorized.
And the authority behind this is the block education officer. That's the local official in charge of schools for that area.
Their message couldn't be clearer. Parents, do not enroll your children in these places.
Right. And to show they mean business, the report details the consequences. The education department slapped a huge fine on them.
How huge?
10,40,000 rupees each.
Wow. Okay, so 10 lakh is 1 million rupees. That's a serious penalty.
Definitely. It's meant to be a deterrent, obviously. But for you, the listener, the big takeaway here is just how crucial it is to check if a school is actually legitimate,
Absolutely. It's not just about the rules. It's about quality, safety, making sure the education actually counts for something. This report is a stark reminder from an official source.
The report also looks ahead a bit, covering prep work for big local events and also the usual seasonal stuff.
Let's start with the event. It talks about getting ready for the Ashadi Wari procession.
Which is massive, right? A huge pilgrimage.
Huge. Hundreds of thousands of people. And look, Commissioner Shekhar Singh pops up again. Same guy from the Environment Workshop.
Connecting the dots. So what's his role here?
Well, given the scale of the Wari, his instruction is simple but vital. Make absolutely sure there's no shortage of services or facilities for the Warakaris, the pilgrims.
You just think about the logistics for that many people. Water, sanitation, everything.
Exactly. And the report says he was hands-on, personally inspecting the Palki Halt site in Akurdi. That's a key resting spot during the procession.
It really makes you wonder what goes on behind the scenes to manage an event like that. It's a colossal undertaking.
Totally. Then the report switches to monsoon preparations, focusing on Huron, which is a coastal area.
Makes sense. Monsoons are a big deal there.
Yeah, and here we see MP Shreng Barn, he's a member of parliament, meeting with Huron officials about pre-monsoon work.
Okay, so what were his instructions?
Pretty practical stuff aimed at preventing the usual monsoon problems. Things like stop waterlogging, get those drains cleaned out faster.
Standard monsoon prep, yeah.
And specifically prevent seawater getting into the city. He even suggested filling in areas where it tends to enter. Also, trimming trees, fixing damaged electric poles, basic safety stuff.
Right, the essentials before the heavy rains and winds hit.
The main message he pushed was just make sure water doesn't pool up anywhere. It's all about being ready for that predictable seasonal challenge.
And finally, the bulletin touches on sort of direct community support and also how the administration handles citizen problems.
Right, back in Huron again, there's mention of former MLA Manohar Bwar. He used to be a state representative.
Okay, what was he doing?
The report says he gave out financial help, 20,000 rupees each, to 25 people with disabilities.
Oh, what was the aim?
To help them with their businesses, apparently. And the report notes this is something he does every year. So a regular thing.
That's interesting. Consistent local support.
Yeah. And the report also includes his broader message to people in Huron, basically encouraging everyone to help each other out, support those in need, and tackle problems together. A call for community spirit.
Nice. And then on the administrative side?
This was in Ratnagiri. It talks about Collector M. Devender Singh during Lok Shahidin Democracy Day. It's like a public forum day.
Ah, okay, where people can raise issues directly.
Exactly. And the collector's main instruction was citizen complaints. They should really be sorted out at the local level whenever possible. Try and fix things close to home.
Sounds like trying to make the system more responsive, maybe less bureaucratic.
Could be. The report says he reviewed pending cases, and there was a whole range of officials there. Police, revenue, health, social welfare, plus others joining remotely.
So a real effort to bring different departments together. What's interesting is that focus on decentralizing grievance handling, bringing it closer to the citizens themselves, it's another way communities are managed and supported.
So there you have it. That was our deep dive into just one news bulletin. ANN News Network, June 3rd, 2025.
Yeah, amazing what you can pull from a single report. We went from international environmental partnerships.
Yeah, to farmer protests about land.
Warnings about illegal schools and the fines.
Planning for that huge Wari pilgrimage.
Getting ready for the monsoon.
Local figures giving financial aid.
And even how the district administration is trying to handle complaints better, all in one day's news.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? All these different threads making up community life.
And remember, this was all based on the source you gave us. We just unpacked what was already there.
So, maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Considering just how much was going on in this one local report, high-level policy, grassroots action, seasonal prep, welfare, what does that really tell us about the incredible complexity and, well, the sheer amount of stuff happening in our communities every single day?
Makes you appreciate the value of keeping an eye on those local reports, maybe. Something to think about.